We're here in the middle of countryside England with a very modern, sporty super SUV, the Jaguar F-Pace SVR. Supercharged 5-litre V8 engine, an absolute monster under the hood. Now, you've had all sorts of EVs on the show. We've had really interesting cars, but this one is special. This is the first look for you, India exclusive, of the Jaguar F-Pace SVR. What's it like to drive? What's the tech inside? What's the design like? Is it the sports exhaust? Is it these massive 22-inch tires? There's so much happening. We're going to tell you what the drive experience is like, and we're going to enjoy a very rare occurrence, which happens to be a sunny day here in England. Well, join me on the inside. What's good is the Jaguar's really provided the F-Pace SVR with a ton of these high-tech features, and that's where the technology really comes in. All of these models come with an 11-speaker Meridian audio system and an infotainment system with this 11.4-inch touchscreen. That's where the magic happens. If this looks familiar, that's because this is the exact same system that we showed you on the Range Rover. And all these models really come equipped with a Wi-Fi hotspot. And other really cool feature is that the car's software is always up to date because it has over-the-air capabilities. They've got a really cool 3D surround camera. I'm going to put the car out there in reverse. There you see a fantastic 3D surround camera. The graphics are impeccable. Of course, you have configurable dynamics as well, and that's something that comes with the system on Dynamic Eye. If you want to do anything with the G meter, right here when I press the brake, it's giving you the intensity of it. It comes with lap times, just like the Range Rover if you want to be racing this around the lap. And I must say that about the gear, with this SVR branding, it is quite a joy to hold on to. A very tactile, very responsive, and I think it's better than having a dial, this sort of system. Then of course you have adaptive dynamics, which continuously would be adjusting the dampers for enhanced comfort and really refinement depending on what kind of road and what sort of place, what geography, what terrain you're driving in. Like I said, the sat-nav is absolutely impeccable, flawless, not had an issue with it throughout. Sometimes, of course, when we put the sport exhaust on, it was tough to hear what she was telling us, but we got here either way in one piece. You can decide how you want the layout to be on your home screen. Very easy. You pick it up, drag it there, just like your iPhone or a top-end Android device. Quite impressive. Now I think it's time to take the car for a spin, and let's see what's under the hood in this supercharged V8. The last time we were driving around in this sort of a scenic location, it happened to be countryside England, but we were headed to Malmesbury, where we ended up in Dyson country, or Dyson headquarters, for a very different sort of a conversation. Now we can call it Jaguar country because we're in the F-Pace SVR. It's blending in seamlessly with this lovely location that we're in. From the JLR line, we've had the F-Pace's brethren, the Range Rover, on the show. And what's interesting is synergies for the JLR group have really come into play, even with the infotainment system. And of course, the sat-nav is absolutely flawless in this particular vehicle. It helps that we are in England and things are charted out much better. It's quite efficient. It gives you the information you need. Everything seems to be quite convenient. If you're looking at this screen, you want to keep your eyes on the road, you have it over here as well with your speed limits. It's a joy to drive. So from our trips to Berlin and wherever we ended up seeing chipset manufacturers and people innovating in the industrial space, a lot of them seem to be working on creating that sound experience in an EV. Now that's great, but the OG is these kind of cars. And I'll tell you that there's a button which reminds you who the OG is, and happens to be one right here for the sport exhaust. It's a lovely winding road that we're on, but we're going to try giving you the real deal. And I think that sometimes when you're talking about technology really enhancing the experience, you've got to take 2 steps back and get to the basics. And that's what the basics sound like. You're not going to get that in a Tesla. You're not going to get that even in the I-Pace. You're only going to get that in the F-Pace SVR. Well, there you have it, the Jaguar F-Pace SVR exclusively on Business Today, on India Today. What a monster to drive. Is it a practical choice? Is it the first choice when you're talking about a car which costs nearly 1.5 crores in India? I don't know. If you're an enthusiast, then I can tell you one thing. You're going to enjoy driving this, be it in London, be it in Mumbai. This is definitely a crowd puller. In Velocity Blue, I think that helps. It does grip the road and it does feel finished on the inside. There's often been complaints that Jaguar, Land Rover, often on the inside, it's inconsistent. We've heard that about Teslas before as well. But the units and the cars that we've been with seem consistent, seem polished, and they're raring to go. So maybe the next time we have this car, it should be on the crowded streets of Mumbai. Until next time, this is Aayush Ailawadi saying adios from the middle of countryside England.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.